focus our effort on any angle that is between 0 degree to 90 degree. And angles that is falling between 0 to 90 degree is actually dealing with angles from your 0 degree here all the way to your 90 degree down here, right? Or your positive one, remember? So it's go all the way there. We just take pick one first, okay? This one, anything that is smaller than your 90 degree. The right angle triangle that we use for this, any angle that is between 0 to 90 degree, is this triangle here, okay? And the angle, this particular angle here is very useful, and is we call it the basic angle, okay? And it is the angle that we use to actually obtain answers for other angles later on, okay? So we're going to pay very special attention to this particular angle, this angle that is less than 90 degree. It will be used everywhere. Even when your angle is bigger, we still use this angle, okay? So when this angle is chosen, this length y is called your opposite, okay? Because it's opposite side. And where it's sitting on, it will be the adjacent side. Adjacent is down here. Your hypo is this one that is facing your 90 degree, opposite to your 90 degree. This is how we name our sides when you are in your first quadrant. Any angles that between 0 to 90 is referring to this angle, okay? So your reference angle is this angle here. Maybe we call it as angle A, reference angle, a basic angle, or we call it a basic angle A. It is down here. So you may want to highlight it that it is the angle here, okay? Like that for your first quadrant, okay? And this, in this system of naming your triangle, okay, this length here, the x length here, is actually your x-axis. This is your y-axis. So your opposite length here is a representation of this length, actually is your y-axis. That's why I use y here. The edge here, hypo, is always positive. It can go anywhere. So your y-axis here is positive. So this length of y is positive. This length of x is also positive. Is in your positive region of your x-axis. Later on, you will see that when you pick this region for x-axis is negative, or if you pick length for this y-axis is negative. But that we'll worry about it later on, okay? So we don't have any negative length here. And if you check your trigo ratio, your sine of this angle A, the reference angle, is positive. Opposite over adjacent, it is y over x, and it is positive, right? For cosine angle A, it is adjacent over hypo, x over h, also positive. All the length are positive, they are all positive, okay? For your tangent angle A is your opposite is here, the y, over your hypo, adjacent, opposite over adjacent, y over x. Just now I made a mistake. Sine should be opposite over hypo. So this is an h here, right? Then your tangent is y over x, and it is also positive. So everybody is positive. We remember it as all angle positive, okay? All positive, like that. Later on, we'll be adding this into a phrase to help us remember. So remember, any angle from 0 to 90, all trigo ratio, whether sine, cosine, or tangent, they are all positive values.